No, and whoever's down there, there's one of our friends because they're in the friend zone and they belong to the house.
Yeah,
I don't know. This one doesn't,
sure.
but
I'm not sure if that's gonna work. I love Taylor Swift. I'm not much all the time.
what?
Oh no, John is at his setup right now.
Is that what you use, Poochie, to keep your nut milk factory going?
You already know.
Sick. You gonna start your
factory employees to keep them working?
Yeah, I'm gonna start my room soon. I'm just
Yeah, you start your
A
room.
healthy mix of Taylor Swift and Kobe Collette.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is the Muzak in the Nut Factory.
I just hear a guy, good morning, Turkey. I hear a guy say he liked Taylor Swift.
What the? Yeah, okay, P.
I don't know, I just heard a guy say, I'm lost. What's going on here?
She owns a nut milk factory, so
Maybe my mind got blown with that one.
Okay, are you interested in visiting Poochie's Nut Factory? That's the question.
Say it again, I'm sorry to hear you.
Don't.
Are you interested in visiting Poochie's
What
Nut
happens when
Factory?
you're in the mup? We start
Poochie's
talking
Nut
about visiting
Factory.
Poochie's
Yes,
Nut
no,
Factory.
Poochie has a nut factory, and he accepts visitors. And since you're new to the room, I was asking if you're interested in visiting his nut factory.
Yeah, you got free tours, man.
I'm good.
I don't accept visitors. That
About some nut butter, you know.
You get a free Taylor Swift CD too.
Yeah, you listen to Taylor Swift in a nut factory? Nah, I'm good, bro.
That would be oh my god. That's a porn movie. It sounds like a porn movie.
I would go to Planters. I would go to Planters Factory, not to no Poochie Nut Factory.
Nah, man, it's a black-owned business, bro. You gotta support the
No, sir. No, sir.
Only in the mup can you go from quantum physics and science and UFOs to fucking nut factories.
There you go.
Poochie's Nut Factory.
Shout out to In the Muff. Let's go, motherfucker. Let's go. Over the buzzer, man.
It's a black-owned business.
That was some real nuts in the muff right there.
Wait a minute. If they black nuts, are they, what do you call them, nigger toes?
Oh, no.
Oh, you can't say that word.
My grandfather used to call
No use of the N-word in the house.
Say that word here, bro.
Okay, I have not heard that since I was a little tiny kid. My grandfather called him that one time. The Brazilian nuts, he called him that one time when I was a kid.
KP, what is your description or word that you use for low-class black people?
Say what?
What is the word you use for low-class black people?
Low-class black people.
Don't say the N-word. We can't say the N-word, Kate.
They are less fortunate people.
Naggers.
See, KP has K at the beginning of his name, and you can't say the N word or the K word. So
No, because I was told by Dave. But in another room, I would say other things, but the moderators are moderating.
Well, no, it's just one of the house rules. These are Mojo's rules, even though he's not here. But, you know.
Wait, where is Mojo?
Right, so I have to respect.
Let's come back last week.
Sometime last night.
Oh, he did? I was gonna say, I don't even...
Yeah, he'll be back.
Is he doing okay?
He's actually doing really good, thank you.
Good, okay.
hey, what was that mansion be called?
It's amazing
With,
that, you know, the way
listen to Taylor
people
Swift.
record these
What
rooms
mansion
all
was
day
that?
long. And we never see him in here, though.
Oh, I didn't say he was in here.
Because I've been punching left and right for people on this app. Stupid.
Yeah. Whoever did that, gracias.
What's rats in your ass? I don't know what you're talking about.
Gracias. Friday, everybody.
One of
We
those
got
random
one come up.
six.
Happy Friday, Serendipity.
Yep. I love the weekends.
Oh, it's here.
He's been reporting now.
His phone died, y'all. It was really sad.
14. That you holding?
M16 A2 service rifle, bruh.
Oh, 16. Oh, you guys are.
That's a 16, yeah.
How the fuck you would have a 16 this
With the
late?
BFA on the end. I forgot about the BFAs.
Yeah, we're doing some red team, blue team reconnaissance bullshit. You know, capture the flag type shit out in Pendleton.
Yeah.
So yeah, we.
Yeah, those are called BFAs at the end of the rifle. It's a metal thing we used to have to screw on there, so when we shot blanks, we couldn't actually kill each other with a blank.
Yeah, and then too, it helps keep the gas in the barrel to cycle the bolt. Because if you don't have that on there in the air, the pressure just goes out the barrel and it won't cycle the bolt.
Well, yeah.
You know what crazy shit is? Dad was like, "This is shittiest fucking rifle ever. Give me my 14 back."
I love the M16A2. I was telling Sig the other day that I had a record in Okinawa for shooting 20 out of 20 hits on a 12-inch round target from 500 yards with iron sights. And I don't know very many rifles I could have done that with other than the M16.
Yeah, that's a hard shoot, Mike. That's very fucking impressive, man. Very fucking impressive.
I mean, I remember to the day, like, getting the first one and hitting it and being like, okay, you know, and it just kept going. And I remember being like at 10, 11, 12, and it was just excitement was just building. It was super cool.
You gotta love a good long gun in the muff. Ladies, you have a preference of long guns?
Oh, I love long barrel, short barrel, racking. These terms.
You like double barrel, extra wide?
Yeah, they just do it for me, you know?
Hell yeah.
I'm not saying a word. Okay.
Come on, now.
You should have seen those girls in chat one day when these boys were geeking out over their guns and the terminology that we were using, and we were like, what? We were having a heyday in chat while they were totally geeking out on stage.
See, what year did they stop using that rifle in the Marine Corps, the one you have in the A2?
Fuck, man. So, I don't know, man, because they were still issuing it. I know they were phasing out to M4s when I got out. But for training, yeah. My son, though, says he when he went to candidate school in Chicago, the Naval Academy candidate school, they trained with M4s.
M4 is basically the exact same body, but just a shorter barrel or possible stock. Yeah, shorter barrel, but the body of it itself, the core part of it, the function, all that's identical.
Yeah, it's just the gas system. I think it's mid-length gas system versus rifle length with M16, and then then a 14-inch barrel instead of a 16-inch barrel. So
I don't think I could have got 20 out of 20 at that distance with a shorter barrel.
No, absolutely, yeah, more than likely not. Absolutely not, man. Yeah, absolutely not.
Do they have automatic anymore? Do they use fully automatic now instead of 3-round bursts? Or do they?
No, it's still 3-round bursts. They're never going to go back to fully auto unless you got a crew serve weapon, saw, 240, something like that. Just because I looked at the research, man, and the reason why they got rid of full auto is because troops and soldiers were just dumping waste ammo, man. They were just dumping fucking ammo, so they went to the 3-round burst as a conservation method.
So they're going with a net zero warfare, Sig? Is that what they're looking for?
I don't know what net zero is. What is that?
Oh, I mean, like, no environmental damage. They care about the environment so much, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, nah. I mean, shit, if we left it up to these fucking tree-hugging retards, man, they probably would. We'd probably be fine with, like, vegan bullets and shit, so that way,
vegan. I mean, technically, all bullets are vegan. That's a great thing. I think that's amazing. Impossible bullets.
Our Marine Corps fire teams, which for everybody else in the room, there's small groups that Marines fight in. Are they still comprised of 2 riflemen and a saw guy and 2 50 cal guys? Is it the same as it used to be?
Your squad's gonna have the 50 cal, but your fire team's gonna be saw guy, 2 riflemen, and a what is it? Saw.
Not a 50 cal though in this fire team.
I've never seen a fire team with 50 cal, bro. I've seen it. I mean, I guess they could.
We were taught in the early 90s. We did that. There was 2 guys. One carried all the tripod and everything, and the other one handled the rifle because he needed somebody to switch off the barrels. So there's 2 guys with it.
Yeah, that might have been back in the day. They might have switched it up, but as far as I've been out in the field, like a fire team, I've always seen like a squad or a squad will have a 50 cal. I've never seen a fire team broken down individually. But every single 50 cal I've shot or ran into has been vehicle mounted. It's been on an engine. Yeah. So yeah.
I got a picture of me at Mount Fuji shooting one on the ground, a tripod version, sitting on my butt.
Oh, they're fun as shit, bro. They're fun.
Yeah, they're fun. I love the Mark 19 grenade launchers too. They look, for everybody else in the room, it's a machine gun that shoots little grenades. They look like bees in the air when they take off, and then just then they hit all like a big storm of hit. It's for lobbing over areas and getting people that are like down in crevices and stuff. But those things are super fun to shoot.
I've always had a dream of like shooting a 50 cal. I've been to like the range. How would it, do I like Google it? How would I
like a Desert Eagle? Desert Eagle, Dolly.
Oh, I would not want to shoot
How
one
would
of
I
those.
find that? How would I do that? I live in Arizona. We've got lots of shooting ranges.
I'm sure you could find a range at least to try out different weapons. Yeah, I'm sure there's ranges. I mean, the 50 cal is really fun because it has the trigger on it. You hold it with both hands. You grip it with both hands side by side, and then your thumbs press down, and the trigger is shaped like a V, like a butterfly wing under your thumbs. So you basically press the trigger with 2 thumbs at the same time. And it's just it's really fun.
Amazing.
It's really powerful.
So
and it vibrates the ground when it fires, and the whole ground vibrates, and the dust comes up off the ground while you're firing it. It's super fun.
Your hands will be bruised as well.
No, that pistol, yes. If you're shooting a 50 caliber pistol, fuck that. I don't like shooting high caliber pistols. Hurt. Yeah,
even
and shotguns.
Even the 57 ammo, if you're not trained.
Yeah, and I hate shooting shotguns too. Like I love shooting skeet because it's fun, but then at the end of the day, it just fucking hurts. I never got used to it.
I love on Mad Max when they're always like on the top of the cars and stuff. That is one of my dreams, and to be prepared for the zombie apocalypse as well. I would like to put a 50 cal on top of something and ride around.
I bet it's expensive because I don't know what the rounds cost, but I bet it's expensive. Like to fire it the way you'd want to fire it, like we did in the Marine Corps, where you just kind of lay into it and let it go nuts. I bet it'd be super expensive. Because I have to Google it. I don't know how much each round costs, but it's probably
big cal costs lots of money. What was it, like 40? I think 40 cal in California last I looked. It was like $75 for a box of 20.
I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna see how much 50 cal costs. Hold on a second.
Moved to Florida from October the 8th until December 31st. There is no tax in our lovely state. The only state that actually matters. I'm only kidding. I just happen to say that all the time. But no sales tax on ammunition or guns or fishing rods, boats, anything that'll get you outdoors.
It's 50 cal rounds are $800 for 200, so it's $400. It's $4 every time it fires. And when you shoot an automatic, like we used to shoot it at like old aircraft shells and stuff, and you just keep going with it. So I never even thought about the fact that we're blowing money that fast.
And that's on the cheap end, Mike. You start getting incendiary rounds.
Yeah, tracers.
Tracer. You're talking anywhere from $10 to $25 a round.
Holy shit.
What you want to get? Yeah. 50 cal is expensive, man. Yeah, $4 is on the low end, but yeah, it gets expensive shooting 50 cal. And let alone if you want to get a good, decent semi-automatic 50 cal rifle, you're talking no less than 15, 20 grand.
But I'm sure there's a place like in the state she lives in where you could like pay to experience one. I'm sure that exists somewhere.
Oh yeah, they got ranges. You said you're from Arizona?
Yes, yeah. So I've been to some ranges, but I didn't know that you could rent a 50 cal.
Yeah. Yeah, they got some. More than likely, they're going to be an outdoor range because you got to have a lot of land. cal. But Arizona especially, you'll definitely be able to find something in your area. If you're talking about a handgun, most of your indoor ranges will let you rent like a Desert Eagle style handgun to shoot.
But that wouldn't be the same experience, though, Sig. It wouldn't feel as cool.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah. If you want to shoot a 50 cal rifle, look for an outdoor range that lets you rent it. It's probably going to be expensive, man. It's probably like $50 to $75 to rent it. But if you got the money to blow to get that experience, to even stand next to one of those things going off, it's like, dude, it's a good experience. It's awesome.
When you're firing them fully automatic, you can only go for a certain number of seconds before the barrel actually heats up so badly that it becomes dangerous, and the round can fire out the side of the barrel because it gets red hot. So in the Marine Corps, another guy carries extra barrel, at least one extra barrel, and he swaps it out. So while you're shooting it, you pause, and then he unclicks it, clicks the other one. So you're creating so much friction from those rounds going through the barrel that that's how badass it is.
Oh, yeah. You can actually, there's videos, Mike, where these guys are firing full auto, and you can actually see the barrel start to fucking droop because it's so fucking high.
Oh, that's crazy.
Is Florida the only state that at our gun ranges they actually have a bar and restaurant attached? Because I brought this up. People told me that's crazy.
What's up, MG?
Hey, John.
How are you doing? What can I help you with?
I'm good. I have a quick question for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'm looking for the recording because apparently I was a part of a discussion that I wasn't aware of. So I was looking for the recording yesterday. Do you have it?
You have to check my YouTube to see if you can find it, because at 13 phones and I cut every hour, if I film for, there's hundreds of videos a day. So all I could say is I can give you some YouTube links and you can try to find it. It's like too hard to do one-off requests at this point.
Gotcha. Can you put it in the chat and I'll take a look? I can't figure out which Instagram is yours. There's too many.
No, it's not on Instagram. You can't live stream on Instagram anymore.
Oh, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just go under your name.
Let me copy and paste it for you. Hold on.
Okay. I appreciate it. What's this PTR about? Let's see.
Yeah, Jay Breska said he's going to send me $1,000 if I can get him the Roger Mayhem Pepe Docs video. And it's there. I have it. But, if you could say it, it is not true. So I don't want to even waste my time for somebody telling me they're going to give me $1,000. So there is the primary YouTube. On that YouTube, there's other profiles for other YouTubes. I would just say don't waste too much time looking for it, because there's a good chance you won't find it.
Okay. Well, I will.
If I do see it, because I have a lot of accounts. There's like a 12-day gap right now, or a 13-day gap between recordings and putting them from unlisted to public. So yesterday I started doing it, and I'm going to do the rest today. So there's about 1,000 videos about to be put into the public space, but nobody looks at my shit, so it doesn't matter. But I will.
So you haven't put yesterday out there.
It is on one YouTube account, because that account, for some reason, everything gets listed as public as opposed to unlisted. So let me get you that YouTube account. This is the biggest one with over 7,000 videos. Let me get you that one. So you can see yesterday's recordings. Let me just get you the direct link. And you can probably find it. And if you try to space it out based on the time, you can probably find it quicker.
Okay.
This one is John Z. Kitover, Congressman.
Okay. Well, let me.
And if there's something you want me to delete or make private, just let me know.
I appreciate it.
I'm not looking to die on any hills here for streaming clubhouse rooms.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you.
Okay, sure thing. Have a great weekend.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Those definitely are lightweight, man. You gotta definitely have some grip on that shit, or else it'll run from you.
Yeah, the thing was serious. I just, like I said, I knew it was a revolver, and the barrel on it, gosh, it felt like the gun was probably 9 or 10 inches long. It was huge, but every time they shot it, it sounds like a freaking cannon going off. I'm just like, how does that little thing make so much noise?
Yeah, unfortunately, you can't say the same thing for Shelby's 3-inch python, but
You know what? In the Marine Corps, what I was always shocked by was the power of a hand grenade. Like the way that we never used them like in war or anything. I didn't use them in war or anything. But like the idea that you could throw into like a cave or something right now, or even be in the cave with it, and then it goes off. I mean, in real life, they're so fucking incredibly powerful. Like when they go off, the whole ground shakes. I didn't expect them to be as strong as they were.
yeah, the percussion off of grenades, bro, is ridiculous, man.
Really shocking.
That shit'll rattle your chest and your fucking jaw. It's just like the mortars, Mike. I don't know if you've ever been under mortar fire.
No, I've never done that.
Okay, yeah, dude, the mortars going off, bro. They were because we had a mountain range on one side of the base there, so the Hodges used to go up there and lob mortars trying to take out our planes and shit. Bro, when the mortars go off, bro, rock your fucking chest, man. Chatter, like your teeth are fucking chattering, bro. It's heavy, man. It's heavy. I don't know if you guys ever been in somebody's car that has like a really booming sound system. If you've ever sat in there and felt that bass, how it rattles your rib cage and all your organs inside, that's how the mortars are going off, bro. It's horrendous the amount of percussion they give off. Funny story. When I was in Iraq, it was a normal thing for them to lob mortars at our planes and shit, our aircraft. But whenever mortars went off, you'd hear the first one. It definitely would ring some bells. So everybody's running to grab their flak jackets and helmets and all their protective gear, taking cover and shit. So we had a mortar go off. So everybody's scrambling. I run in the shop to grab my rifle, my bulletproof vest, my helmet, all that shit. And my staff sergeant, right at the time that first mortar was going off, he was putting SpaghettiOs in like a little microwavable container. He was putting them in in the microwave to heat them up to eat lunch. And as he's pulling them out, that first mortar went off and scared the shit out of him. So he like spilled the SpaghettiOs all over his tan camouflage uniform. So it was like right in his midsection, his torso section. So my sergeant at the time comes running in to grab his shit, and all he sees is me standing by my gear next to my staff sergeant, and he's just got all this red splattered all over his chest and stomach. So initially he thought he had been hit. So he goes running, like he's like, Staff Sergeant, no! He goes running to him and shit, like trying to render first aid because he thought he was fucking injured. But it was SpaghettiOs. So the staff sergeant's like, yo, get the fuck off me, what are you doing? He's like, fucking SpaghettiOs, I'm good, man, I'm good. But it was like the funniest thing ever.
That's funny shit. One of the funny stories I have about the Marine Corps is when I was in Iwakuni, there was this. We all started piercing our nipples. We got drunk and we were in our barracks, and we started like putting safety pins on our nipples and piercing them, and then we went to the PX and just bought like regular earrings or whatever, sticking them. And it was like a trend kind of. And I was a lifeguard on base, so I had to take mine out whenever it was a lifeguard. I had to put it back in, and it never fully healed. It was a nightmare. But anyway, I was wearing one. I would wear one under my camis. It was like my little sign of revolt. I wouldn't tell anybody. And I was a journalist. I was a combat photojournalist, but I wasn't in during war. So I'd write news stories for the base newspaper and stuff. And my boss told me to go interview the first sergeant, who's like the most hard-ass son of a bitch that I knew. Go interview him about this rumor that they heard that Marines are piercing their nipples and how fucking inappropriate that is and all this. And write a story about it. And I was like, okay. So I worked in the headquarters building, so his office was only a few doors down. So I went down there with a pad of paper to take notes and, interview him. And I walked in and I said, first sergeant, he's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, hey, I'm here to ask for you. I need you to give me a quote for a story I'm writing. What's it about? Oh, it's about Marines piercing their nipples. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, apparently there's some Marines on base that are piercing their nipples, and, I just want you to make a statement, And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? And he stands up, and he goes, stand up. And I stand up, and he comes around his desk, and he walks up to me, and he goes, if I fucking knew a Marine had a nipple piercing, you know what I'd fucking do? And I was like, what? And he slams his hand into my chest, but my nipple piercing was on my left boob, and he slams his hand onto my right boob, and then he grabs a hold of it and yanks and pulls back. And dude, my heart was just pounding. I was like, oh my God, he would have ripped it right out of my fucking chin if he would have done the other one. It's so fucked up.
You would have really had a purple nurple, Mike.
I would have been bleeding under my camis and be like, oh, okay, thank you. Thanks for the quote.
I mean, that would be like me being up here on stage talking about the best time that, I need some dude in the groin. It hurts. It just hurts.
To think about, yeah. I ended up getting my nipple pierced officially later, my other one, and to be honest with you, it's fucking awful. Like, I used to have my tongue pierced at one time. That didn't really hurt. I had my ears pierced at one time. That didn't really hurt. But the nipple, dude, it never healed. Neither one. The one I did and the one I officially got done. Neither one of them ever healed. And I finally just took it back out. And I'm like, fuck this. It's just, but they hurt like you think they would. It's horrendous, to be honest. Not as bad as a kidney stone, but it's pretty bad. There's a lot of sensitive nerves in that area.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey everybody, good morning. I was thinking about putting together a musical called Roger Mayhem, the musical, a magical mojo positive vibration experience. Is anybody interested in attending an online interactive experience like that?
Yo, I want to see Anne's muff.
Goodbye. Let's just see if I can block you, Jacob. So rude.
Mike, I had no idea you had your nipple pierced. And one time, well, I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Oh, Jesus. I don't need you to finish. It's all right.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a nipple piercer, Mike. So, yeah, it's definitely.
When I got out of the Marines, I went nuts. When I went out of the Marines, I went nuts. I got my tongue pierced, my nipple pierced officially. I got my ears pierced. I dyed my hair blonde, like the white hair thing, that look, the short white hair. I just went fucking crazy because I guess I was controlled in the Marine Corps, and like I was. My tongue was pierced, and man, every time I'd eat macaroni and cheese, which I ate a strange amount of, I would bite down on the fucking bar. And when you're chewing at a normal pace and you're not paying attention and you bite down on the little freaking metal ball thing, literally, it sounds in your ears like you cracked your fucking tooth in half. Like, it was horrible. And my dentist was like, what the hell are you doing? Take that thing out of your mouth. You're not gonna have any fucking teeth left when you're 40. I'm like, okay. Yes, sir.
Wait, what did you have in your mouth?
Like my tongue pierced in the mid 90s.
He said your teeth
late
would.
90s?
He said
late 90s.
He said it would cause damage to your teeth. Oh.
Yeah, because the bar, I had a bar that was probably 1.5 inches long. It was fairly long, and I had a ball on both sides, a metal ball. But there's certain foods. It was usually foods like cottage cheese or macaroni and cheese. Those two for sure. Your tongue moves it around a certain way that's very different than other foods. And every time I'd eat those foods and I'd stop paying attention, my tongue would somehow be flipped a certain way where I would bite down on the bar, like on the metal ball, and you bite really hard. You don't realize that you bite as hard as you do when you're chewing. If you're not paying attention, you're biting fairly hard. And it would crack. It would like it sounded horrid. Like when you bit down on it, you literally thought you broke your tooth in half. And the dentist told me, he's like, you're going to crack your teeth. You're going to crack your teeth by biting on it. You're going to crack your teeth by it just smacking the sides of your teeth while you're eating, like all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's important what you put in your mouth, and it's also important what comes out of it.
Well, see, when I did it in the 90s, it was a new thing that was super cool to do, and nobody made the connection that, like, oh, yeah, that's good for giving head. So, like, I never had a single guy make a joke to me about it back then. But then, like, fast forward 5 or 10 years, it was totally out of vogue, and now it's kind of gay for a dude to do it. So I have to say that it morphed over time, the reality of it.
Yeah, I've heard of people breaking their teeth and shit, having tongue piercings. Same thing you said. You explained, Mike, is biting down and just crunch. The next thing you know, they got 3 pieces of teeth floating around in their fucking mouth. Sounds painful as hell.
Well, and that noise like in your jaw when it happens, or in your head above your jaw, horrible.
Oh yeah, that's what I hate about going to the dentist, man. When I gotta get cavities and shit filled, dude, I can feel that little high pitch, high frequency whir, that fucking drill. Like even though everything's numb, bro, but I can feel that shit in my brain, man. It's like, ugh, it's like one of the worst.
Dude, have you ever had them do that when you feel the heat a little bit, like the numbness is just worn off enough where you feel the heat of that drill piece? Yep. Oh, I hate that feeling. Oh.
Yeah, bro, I'm like definitely, I hate the dentist. So whenever I get work done, man, I'm like, yo, numb up my entire fucking jaw, give me the fucking gas. I take like 2 fucking aspirin, I'll smoke like half a joint. Like that's how I gotta get it.
That'll work.
Hey, Sig, I wanted to ask you a question. In terms of like education and, you know, I don't want to promote Jay Breska's masculinity mindset or whatever masculinity, you know, program or education that you provide, but I'm wondering what in the military overlays in terms of like if you were to give a class to young men on being a man, what overlays from the military in terms of like an operations order or a frago, something to that extent, like how you conceptualize, plan, and execute.
You want to take this one, or do you want me to hit this one, Sig?
Go ahead, Marvel. Yeah, that's a good. I gotta think. That's a good question. But go ahead, Marvel. You got it. You got it. Yeah. 'Cause I gotta think about that one.
Responsibility, accountability, discipline, attention to detail, planning, you know, just being not wasting your freaking time. When I went into boot camp, the one thing I learned was not wasting your freaking time. Just getting your ass up in our bed and getting ready to start your freaking day. That's the one thing I freaking learned. I'm like, why was I wasting time taking a shower and brushing my teeth? And you know, you want to sit here and relax and get up in the morning. No, it was get your ass up in the morning, put your clothes on, wash your ass, shave, and get the fuck out and start your freaking day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I got two. One is that when we were sick, we had to go into work anyway. And they would send us home if we were really sick. But you still had to get the fuck up, get dressed, go to work, be responsible, and then there was no such thing as a sick day where you just bitch and complain, right? And then, I mean, you could get sent if you're that sick, sent home. And then the other one is in the Marine Corps anyway, adapt and overcome. So basically, failing is required to succeed. So, you know, you try to run it, you try to go over it, you can't go over it, you try to go around it, you can't go around it, so you blow a hole through it, but you make sure the hole's small enough that you won't damage, you know, whatever's on the other side of it, and then you go, and then you hit the next wall, and then you try to go over it, you try to go around it, and you go through it. So the reality is, what I see in millennials is this desperate fear of failure, so they never try. And the Marine Corps is about adapting and overcoming. You know you're going to fail, but you can only fail so many times before you'll succeed. And so that would be mine.
Yeah, it's just just, I mean, I know Sick has more. He has way more military experience than I do, but just that's just the basic level of when it comes to manhood. Like, you have to keep going, take accountability, admit where you were wrong. If you're wrong, stay wrong until you get it right. But but yeah, that's a mess you made. Now here's what you made. Now clean it up and do it right. And I remember that was so insane when one of these petty officers said, "What's wrong with getting it right the first time?" I'm just like, "No, we're gonna get it wrong. We're gonna get it wrong." The first and second time, but like, I mean, I don't know where that question came from. That's what made me pop up out of nowhere and just say, "Hey, there's a lot of things you in the military, and unfortunately, there's an environment that can man you the fuck up. Also, prison, unfortunately, because that would teach you more survival skills as far as psychology is concerned. But I wouldn't recommend that because you don't learn social skills. I was talking with somebody, and they were telling me that their ex, like, you don't learn survival skills. So I wouldn't say prison could be a second, but I would never recommend prison. That's not for the faint of heart, obviously. First is military. But I have seen some of the toughest guys come out of the yard, but I would never recommend that as the first choice. But I'm gonna shut up and yap my mouth.
No, those are some good points. I agree wholeheartedly with Marvel and Mike. I think for me, kind of something that they didn't mention, John, is accountability, but not only self accountability, but accountability to your team. That's one of the biggest points I think that kind of helped me step into manhood that the Marine Corps taught me was that the world doesn't revolve around you. It's your team is greater than you are. Team is greater than self. So you have to be 100% on point. Then too, it taught me a lot about patience and forgiveness. I think that's a huge part of being a man. As far as not like the people, like, you can't be so quick to dismiss people because the same people you dismiss, you're going to need them at some point. You're going to have to rely on them at some point. So that was a really valuable lesson that the Marine Corps really taught me. Something that I teach my sons as well. Just really look at how you treat people, and don't get so caught up on surface level shit, because surface level shit will put you in the fucking hurt locker, man. Later on down the road. So, but yeah, I would agree 100% with Marvel and Mike. Yeah, definitely. That's a good question.
The Marine Corps also taught me the difference between men and women, and how they're both strong. How they're both strong, but differently. I think my first indication was when I would look at the physical fitness test the Marine Corps had. The men had to do like 17 pull-ups for a perfect score. And the women didn't have to do pull-ups. They used a pull-up bar, but they had to do these things called bent arm hangs, where they were helped up onto the bar, and then they put their chin above it, and they have to freeze and hold. And I never knew a woman that could do 17 pull-ups, and I never knew a guy that could hold at the top of the bar like that for more than like 60 seconds, and they would do it for over 2 minutes. So what I realized is that men had this like explosive power that was quick, and then it resets. And women have like this strong, steady power that just holds steady, and how like both of them have purposes. And the more that they stay in their lanes, the more powerful the combination is. Because like we go on like 20-mile hikes with an 80-pound pack, and like I never saw a woman complete one, but I never held it against her because I just knew like that's not going to be her strength. But there's other things that she'll be strong at. And so I guess that idea of explosive, resettable strength versus strong, steady strength has really like been something I've noticed since then in my wife and in my daughter and things like that.
Are you guys talking about the presidential fitness test? Did you hear that they might be bringing that back to the schools? I don't know if you were talking about that, but What you were talking about made me think of that.
I was talking about the Marine Corps physical fitness exam
gotcha.
that we do, but that would be super cool. Yeah, to anything to encourage kids to physically exercise would be awesome.
Hey, I've got a question for In the Muff moderators. I'm in communication with a campaign donor who wants to join the room but says he's blocked, and he's my number one campaign contributor. I can say his name if you want to know the name, but I'm wondering if whoever's blocking him can unblock him so he can join the room.
Name. I'll check my block list.
It's the Clown House infamous and world famous man out of Brooklyn, Jay Breska.
It doesn't matter if you're not a moderator.
I don't have anybody blocked.
I mean,
What's going on?
my block list isn't long, but
So Jay Breska's trying to Jay Breska is trying to join us in the Muff, but he's blocked, and so he's unable to join.
So sorry to hear that.
I don't have JB blocked.
I don't either. Who on stage does those? Someone does.
You'd have to be a mod. You'd have to be a mod for him not to be able to come in.
Correct.
And I have 0 people blocked myself.
Oh, okay.
So it's gotta be.
Whoever's talking to him. Whoever's talking to him.
Nope, I don't have any blocked.
I don't either.
Whoever is talking to him, send him a link to the room and see if he can get in that way.
Yeah, I'll send him a link.
Yeah, I don't think he's blocked.
how's everyone doing this Friday?
Happy Friday, y'all.
Doing good. Just driving back from LaGuardia.
Okay. Hey, King Naveen. This is West Coast, by the way. I don't think you know. 100 here.
East Coast to West Coast. What's up?
Well, I say West Coast, friend. I know you remember me.
Did you just say you were at LaGuardia, King?
I said I'm driving back. I had to drop off my parents to LaGuardia.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Driving back from there. Actually, Trump rebuilt that airport really well.
What?
Watch everyone get triggered.
I see my sister down there. Shout out to her. I'm just gonna say hello. How you doing out with the red cap?
Hey, King Nav, what do you think about John Bolton's house and office getting raided by the FBI today?
I wonder if they cut his mustache while they were at it. I always wonder, like, dude, do you groom that shit? Like, it's got like a piece of hair going that way, something on TV. I'm like, dude, why would you come on TV like that? You look like a piece of shit.
Do we know why?
What do they call that when you have a mustache? A taster or something? A longevity taster? Or
Yeah, they raided, those who are asking why they raided only because apparently he retained classified information for which he leaked in his book, and he also leaked outside of the book, and Trump was investigating him in 2020, and then Biden decided to not continue investigating him and drop the investigation into leaking classified information, and so Trump is just picking up where he left off.
Another person falling from the good graces of Donald Trump after Trump going to him for virtually everything in his first term for a while, asking him to help him and to educate him, and then now it's totally turned.
But don't you think it's kind of ironic?
That's not what happened.
Don't you think it's ironic that Bolton goes on CNN and says...
It is what happened, actually. In John Bolton's book, he talks about how in the beginning of the first Trump term, he was dealing with a Korean issue and another issue. I can't remember what the other one was at the time. And that because we all know that he kind of won by surprise a little bit, and he wasn't really fully prepared. He basically relied on the people from the previous Republican administration who told him that John Bolton was the guy. So he was calling John Bolton into the Oval Office on a regular basis to ask his advice for how to handle things over and over again. And John Bolton, he was trying to talk John Bolton into being the Assistant Secretary of
Is there evidence, I think?
Yeah, it's in his book.
So you're saying his account is factual evidence that you verified?
No, but I'm saying that you and I have nothing. I'm saying that you and I have no way of knowing anything unless we can find some source and read it. And where the source comes from, if the Trump is involved in it, Nav, let me finish talking about what he said, and you can not believe it. That's fine. But other people might choose to believe some of it, okay, or all of it, or none of it. Everybody's different. So he kept coming into the White House and over and over again. And Trump wanted him to be Assistant Secretary of Defense, I think it was. And he wanted to be Secretary of Defense. And he kept saying, I'm not going to be an Assistant Secretary. But Trump would not give him that lead position. He wanted to put his own guy in between him and Bolton. So he kind of wanted to be able to, he just didn't want to give Bolton the job. Bolton kept coming in over and over again. Eventually, Bolton got tired of being called up and coming in all the time because he wasn't being offered the position he was looking for. And so he went on vacation for like 2 weeks, and Trump lit up his phone for a while and then gave up calling him. And when he got back, he was urgently requested to come back to the White House. He came back to the White House, and Mike Pence was walking in the hallway where he was, and Mike Pence said something like, welcome to the team. And he said, oh, I wasn't offered the job. And Mike Pence said, no, but you're here, so you're part of the team. And so he goes in the book to describe how, not that Trump necessarily operates that way anymore, but how at the time, basically he was surrounding himself with people, and if you were there, he wasn't necessarily giving positions to the formal way that it's done. He was just relying on people without making promises, because ultimately he wanted to maintain more control but still get the advice of the people that would typically be assigned those positions. So that was just an excerpt in his book that I remember him going into detail about. And Naveen says it's all bullshit, so maybe it is. Thanks.
Welcome Mark to the room. Mark Rich is here. Mark, put Mark in your queue. Hey, Mark.
Yeah, just to be clear, I said when people write these accounts and books and they don't cite other people, or there's no, for example, John Bolton's been on TV, never mentioned this several times, even promoting his book. When there's not other people corroborating, for example, there's been hundreds of interviews with Mike Pence, not a single time corroborating any of this stuff, right? No reporters asked Donald Trump, hey, is it true you offered this guy this position and he declined it? Which you would think they would ask, right? And all of this conveniently comes out only in a book, and never before, never after. From him. I always look at anyone, including Donald Trump. He's written a lot of stuff, and he makes a lot of comments that we don't know for sure what it is. So you got to look at what other accounts say. That's all I said. So I just take that position that when the president or even someone else says something, or media or someone else, I always like to find, is there anything corroborating? That's all.
Sure, and I also like to use common sense and to think about the fact that basically, if you take the Cliff Note version of that entire story, it's that he was not offered the job he wanted, and that he basically wasn't allowed to get it. And I can't imagine someone telling a story and bragging about the fact that they lost the job that they wanted to get. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really make him look particularly good. But that's just one way to look at it. It seems like an odd thing to make up just to prove that you were not able to get the job that you think you deserve.
So the same guys made up stories about how he was the one who informed President Bush that there wasn't weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. There's stories he's told like that too. That he was offered higher level positions, including the Secretary of State and other positions, which he never got. He talked about how he was thinking about running for president against and primarying George W. Bush at one point. There's hundreds of things he said. Again, I'm not saying that this guy's a habitual liar, but I'm saying when people write stories and they write books, oftentimes they need to make the book sound good. They need to keep the audience engaged. And so maybe what he's saying is true. I don't know. All I'm saying is something like this, where you take a person who's a industry known person who every Republican knew, but also every Democrat knew and did, and you denied him a high level position that he claims at least he was qualified for. You would think that would be a question that everyone would have asked and say, hey, why wouldn't you consider this guy for it, considering the people he had in those positions were way underqualified compared to John Bolton's resume. All I'm saying is that may be a position John Bolton wanted, and he's just upset he never got it.
Right, and that's fine. That's your fictional narrative that you've made up. That's a distinct possibility. And then we have the guy that wrote his first person testimony of what he says happened, and he was closer to it than you. and we don't have a whole lot else to go off of, so I guess we'll never know. But thanks for always being there as a naysayer. We all do know that John Bolton was one of the most listened to Republican operatives in the previous administration, and we all know that Trump was not completely prepared when he popped in. So we know that because he served a long time, and a lot of people came to him for advice, especially the Bushes.
1.5 years he served, less than that. That's not a long time. And
in that position, and he served. No, he served.
You said
okay, I'm done. Naveed, somehow I knew that. Even for two things. Somehow I knew that even though I was a moderator, you were going to overtalk me, and I also knew that you were going to disagree with everything I said. So let's just call it truce, and I'll just chill out. Thanks. And by the way, over-talking moderators sucks in every room. I try not to do it, but thanks.
And it is against the House rules. It is against the House rules. Now might be a good time to review the House rules since we just had a little issue of doxing too. Rule number 1, no threats of violence. Rule number 2, no doxing. Number 3, stay on topic. Keep your shares brief. Do not interrupt speakers, especially the mods. Mods may interject when appropriate. The N-word and the K-words are forbidden on stage and in chat. Don't spam the chat. Don't bring your drama here from other rooms. English only. Keep families out of your mouth, and no speaking while eating on mic. There you go.
So moderators, I do want to interrupt your heated discourse because I know people come here for their dopamine and their coffee in the morning. But we do have a circulator, a petition signature gatherer in Rockford on the ground ready to receive your hard-earned campaign donations. So he's been invited to this room. He knows it's live. I'm trying to get him up on stage. His name is Joe.
Since, congratulations, Sean. I'm happy for you. But since you did interrupt, I have a question for you. Why did you invite the doxing troll into the room?
I didn't invite that person. I don't know who that person is, and I had nothing to do with
that
that
they were
account.
Invited by you.
I didn't invite that person. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Okay. I hope you're not propagating the continuation of doxing of people on here.
I am not.
That's not cool.
Well, I don't appreciate being accused of it, but I'm more than happy to defend my position.
No, like I said, it just said he was invited here by you, so that's why I thought to question it.
Well, I don't, I like to play pranks, but I know the rules in here, and I want to obey the rules, and I hope everybody here wants to obey the rules.
Cool. Yeah, because the house owner has been rather generous with regards to giving you public support, so I hope so.
So just to piggyback on the earlier conversation, I was just saying that John Bolton was not a person that Stephen Miller and other people was actually a person who, you can hate him or not, is and I actually don't like everything Stephen Miller says. I could go for an hour about the things I don't like about him, but he's a person who the entire administration listened to. The other person who was in the room, which wasn't mentioned by someone earlier, was Donald Trump, and his claim is, I brought this guy in because he loves war. When he walked in with North Korea, immediately they all turned their heads and they said, oh shit, this guy's here, he wants to destroy us. He said, I used him the way he should be used. And he said others in the establishment recommended him to hire this person, which that part is corroborated. And he said, I need to bring him in a way that will allow me to say, hey, I don't want to do what these people are doing, but they also have to understand that if I need to, I will. And so he gave me credibility in terms of walking in a room saying, hey, I'll bomb the hell out of you. And so that is what the other person in the room said about it, but there was no mention of offers of position, which could have happened, but we'll never know that. So I just wanted to clarify that and just clarify that he was not the most listened to person in the administration. And in fact, a lot of people objected in the administration. In fact, in their books, which are personal accounts of what occurred, including Alyssa Safaro, who hates Donald Trump. I wrote in her book that nobody in the administration wanted John Bolton to be hired. And for some reason, the president was insistent on hiring him, just like, other accounts are there too. Thank you.
We'll never know. But you have both sides of the story.
Well, a lot of people like to say the cliche term karma's a bitch, but I think karma means action. And action means getting signatures on petitions. So I just messaged him again. I hope our candidate Joe, who wants to do the work in Rockford, comes up on stage and introduces himself and tells you, what his plan is. Because in my PTR is a picture of all the bars in downtown Rockford. Tonight and tomorrow night, easily 300 signatures of confirmed voters
What are you
in the
up
16th
to?
district. We have zero
What are you up to now?
signatures. We have zero
No
signatures.
signatures for ballot? Okay.
Joe has the petition paperwork. He says he has a printer. He's ready to get to work for 15 an hour, or we can pay him per signature. But some of the mods, Mike is a donor, so Mike has say. Mike can, definitely. I want Mike to talk to this guy because this is basically his first day and his onboarding. And tonight, I bet you Joe can probably get 200 signatures. Hey, Mark.
Hey, I got 50 signatures for my own candidacy this morning at the train station in Schaumburg. So and that was only an hour and a half. So it can be done.
Yeah, I need to check to see where the metro goes into Rockford because that would be a big spot.
The train stations are like, I call them honeypots because the people are just standing there waiting for the train, instead of trying to get somewhere, they're just waiting. And that's a good time to approach people.
Yeah, it seems like the $15 an hour benefits you, John, and the paying by the signature benefits him. So.
Yeah, I say, work a day at 15 an hour and then determine whether you think you can make more per signature or hourly and then do a blend of the two.
Yeah, it seems like 15 an hour is super cheap. So if he produces any results at that price, you're going to be good.
Hey, I want you to know tomorrow at 12:30 in Dundee, the CRO, the Congressional Republican org, is doing a petition drive for me and about 10 other candidates. They can't do you, John, because they're printing walk lists, and it's in Dundee, so it's in the 8th Congressional. But anyway, they're going to have 50 people. So like I'm printing out 50 petitions, for 50 people, 100 petitions, 2 each. So if they each get 20, we'll have 1,000. I don't think they're going to do it, but if they did, we get as many as 1,000. Each person has a walk list to try to get only hard R doors and to try to get 20 in about 2 hours, because these people don't need to be persuaded. They're already, we know they vote in Republican primaries. We know they're going to sign. It's just a matter of whether they answer the door or not. But we also know where they live because we're literally going to their door. So we don't even have to have them fill out the address because we can do that ourselves. So all they have to do is just sign it. It's pretty slick way to do it.
Yeah. When I ran for committee person in the 45th Ward, the woman who won, Estella Richards, who's basically appointed, her signatures were perfect, as if they were printed and done and signed all at once. And so I have suspicions, if that's not fraudulent, like outright fraud, because that's not. Yeah.
On the Democrats, they do this thing called round tabling. It's pretty well known. They sit at a round table and they each forge based on previous filings. So it's usually not a copy, their original, but they forge these things like crazy. And Max, when he ran, now 4 years ago, when he ran and he was the nominee in the 9th, we challenged the petition of Ellison, who was previously the nominee, and we got him off the ballot because they were forged signatures and people who signed it didn't live in the district and he didn't meet the threshold. He was yelling and screaming and threatened to sue us, but meanwhile, Max was the nominee. It didn't have to have a primary because we challenged his petitions.
It is amazing, but the hard work of getting the signatures guarantees you, the opportunity to actually win because people will go against the pre-existing individuals, especially like Steele, the commissioner who got pulled over for the DUI and told the Chinese cop he's got a little wanker. I mean, they can't win if somebody presents themselves.
John, how many do you need? What's your minimum that you need?
It's like 675, so basically just shy of 700.
Just a little more than yours. And then what do you want to turn in, though? How many?
I'd like to turn in 1,500 signatures.
I was going to say mine's 750, and I'm hoping to turn it over 2,000. Because I know I have a challenger, and I know they're gonna challenge my petitions.
Is the challenge in Springfield?
No. It's in the State Board of Election building in the city downtown.
Oh, that's good.
And by the way, the last time they challenged Max, it's a long story. He stayed on the ballot just for committee man, but we had to get affidavits signed and everything. But anyway, Max got kicked out. He was yelling at him, like his rabbi signed for him, right? And Max got the signature himself, and it's his good friend Rabbi Hurd signed, and they said it was a forged signature, because it doesn't match perfectly with the way he signed it 20 years ago when he signed on the voters registration form. So that happens a lot when they challenge you. You just never know. And it depends on the judge if he likes you or not. It's very subjective.
It is. Yeah. It was an experience meeting with the judge and the challenger's lawyer. That was a wild experience because it's basically like a public speaking engagement where you can't act. I mean, because maybe I didn't have representation, I couldn't actually technically do any real procedural stuff to force more communication. In terms of like getting the challenger to appear and provide testimony.
Well, so my experience is you have both parties there, either their lawyer and the candidate or both, and it's sort of like a negotiation. Each and every signature, they look at it and you look at it, and the judge says one way or the other, either in or out, and you argue about it sometimes. But Max, he argued so much that they had to ask him to leave. He got so angry when it didn't go his way.
Well, I wish you both well in your campaign.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Do you know that my district, the 8th district, Trump lost the 8th district, but only by 1%. So my district is now a D+1. So I've actually got the closest race in the whole state in terms of a flip. There's nothing even close. The next one I think is a D5, the next closest one.
I looked at your X account. Why you're not posting anything new on X?
I know. I need to. Do you know anybody I can hire? I'm just overwhelmed. I had somebody and I let him go.
I mean, I can retweet everything you need to retweet, but I mean, it's a question is, how do you want to use it? Like, do you really want to use it, or do you just want to keep it generic?
No, I'd like to build an audience and do the whole thing, but I personally don't have the time to do it. I need to hire somebody.
Well, you
George, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Mr. Mark, what's your budget?
No, I don't even have a budget for social media. I just don't. No, I just need to find a good person and pay him whatever is reasonable to do that.
I know a good guy.
If you have anybody reach out to me if somebody wants to do it. I've had 2 or 3 people do it in the past.
I'm gonna DM you in the back channels.
Okay, cool.
And Mr. John. I don't think he run away.
Yeah, I'm here. Is there something you want to ask?
No, I just want you to remember what I told you.
Yeah, I don't remember what you told me. Sorry, Lord.
You're a bitch.
Oh, please illuminate us as to why I'm considered a bitch by you.
Because you're running for Congress, yet you're online sounding like a grown bitch.
Oh, I remember now. Okay, I won't forget, Lord. Thanks, Lord.
That escalated.
I guess I'm a bitch.
Right. Oh no, y'all. Mike.
Everybody has an opinion.
That was a civilized personal attack I've heard on Clubhouse in several days.
We do it right. That was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
You're a bitch.
Sounds like
why I'm a
all right.
That was
Yeah.
very anticlimactic. Like, oh, okay.
Thanks for sharing, everybody.
See, Lord, you know what I'm doing over here? I'm sitting here playing with my mustache and I'm taking deep breaths. But I remember what you told me yesterday, and I'm not going to forget it. So thank you very little, Lord.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, there's a
Taking
backstory.
women,
Okay.
what is it? Meanings and influencing people.
Okay, I want an origin story. I want an MCU movie of this
Oh, no.
Wood versus John. I want an MCU villain Iron Man versus Thanos right now. I want something.
So funny how chill Lord was when he said it. He's like, "Hey John, remember what I said to you the other day?" Oh,
Right.
I don't remember. What was that? Oh, it was that you're a bitch. It's just funny. John's like, "Okay, thank you. I'll remember that."
So, Mark, I just want to say something to Mark. Mike here is a campaign contributor to the campaign to elect candidate Congressman John Kitover. So we've raised $610 off of Clubhouse, and out of that 610, I hope Joe shows up. If you're in the audience, Joe, please raise your hand and come on up because this is your onboarding to go get signatures in Rockford tonight. Thanks.
Always a container.
Joe? Which Joe? Which are you talking about?
He may or may not be in the room. He's not texting me back, but I'm Mark. Mark, do you think it's ridiculous that I'm going to force circulators and petition signer gatherers to come onto Clubhouse to do their onboarding?
No, that's a nice one. Why not? It's kind of like a Zoom meeting or something. What's the difference? I think that's okay.
I was trying to give you a shout out. So what? Down below in the group. Sorry.
Oh boy. Well, I hope y'all have a happy Friday.
Hey, so today I'm making a speech in Barrington. Costs $150 to go. They're sold out, so there'll be a couple hundred people there. But my opponent in the primary speaking. So should I go for the artery or should I be nice? What do you think?
Me personally, I'm gonna kill him with kindness, kind of girl.
Yeah, be a gentleman and be a bigger gentleman than the other gentleman, and you will win. Kill them with kindness and be a real gentleman, real classy.
Let me ask you guys something though. Let me just tell you what I know about her. Her name is Jennifer Davis. Anyway, she's got 10 kids, okay, and 3 of her kids are adopted, and one of her kids she put up for adoption. You know, she gave away for adoption. Like, she just seems a little bit wacky. Is that wacky? Am I wrong to think that's a little strange? Or what do you think of that?
I think that, particularly from a female standpoint, a lot of women are going to look at you in a very poor light if you try to weaponize a personal situation that we don't know the circumstances to.
Yeah, no, I haven't attacked her at all. I'm just curious what you guys think of that. And then the other thing is, one of her 10 kids is a girl named Pearl Davis. She's kind of famous. She's on over 1 million followers on Twitter and stuff, and she's partners with Nick Fuentes, for example. He's sort of a pro-Hitler.
I follow her. I'm sorry.
You know her, Pearl?
Yeah, I follow her. I've been following her for a while. Wait, So she's
That's my opponent. I'm not running against her. I'm running against her mother.
No way.
Yeah.
Hey, you see how his sound just stopped working real good. No, keep on talking, Mark. No, get your audio up.
No, well, I'll try to listen. So what do you? So can I attack her?
No, go and get your audio up because your audio sucks.
Well, I'm in a restaurant. I don't know what.
Yes, Mark. Mark, attack her personally. Takes 20 to 1.
Yeah. Don't have your audio. Don't have your audio messing up right now because I just heard that shit.
Can I finish? May I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tim. Sorry.
That's okay. I just want to give him some solid advice. Negative press gets 20 impressions to 1 with positive. I ran 4 campaigns and won all of them. And focus on the agenda. Run far away from personal attacks. That's just my humble advice.
I will 100% agree, Joby.
That's a very female perspective. And females oftentimes determine elections, y'all.
Yeah, when I ran for junior class president, I made a joke about how I raised $5,000 in a date auction, but if we auctioned off the ladies here at school, we wouldn't raise enough to get a Snickers bar. So I was charged with sexual harassment for making a joke during my campaign speech, and I lost the election. So, be a gentleman always, and generally, it's all about that positive vibration because when you bring up an adopted child, that immediately, causes a friction. So I would leave it out of your communication and replace it with positive, in the muff, mojo vibrations.
There's something off about you.
You don't like positive vibrations, Mikey?
See, you got to understand, if you think there's something off about me, that is merely a projection. You are literally, putting something maybe about yourself onto me. But if you have something specific instead of a generalization about me, feel free to share it in the muff.
Oh, Lord.
And this event, Mark, is tonight?
Yeah, it's at 6:30 in Barrington. I have another event too in Pingree Road, but anyway, so I'll be at both.
Mark, what do you think about breathing in the muff?
I like the Selectively Social's profile add-on. Very good PSA for Clubhouse. Inside every person you know, there's a person you don't know.
Isn't that the truth? Sheesh.
So, Mark, I don't know. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm still a fan of to live with somebody is to truly know them.
Yeah, a lot of people who casually date, you don't know another person until you live with them. For example, like I try not to show people my recording studio room because they would say, why do you have 15 phones pointing at one phone?
Yeah, they would think you were creepy, John. Okay, they'd think you were a creep and would probably run out the door.
Oh,
wait, John, how do you explain to people when they ask you about that? Like, isn't there a way to maybe someday monetize all that content that you're recording, or what do you do with that?
Well, there's about 20,000 videos on YouTube now and 20,000 videos on Instagram and about 100,000 X posts. So if you sign up for Premium X, your account gets monetized. And if you arbitrage the accounts and you buy followers through Google ads or through X ads, you can basically rapidly monetize the account. And it's just an arbitrage spread. But I don't think people are going to be that interested in watching old clubhouse rooms. But nonetheless, yeah, the goal is I'm killing two birds with one stone as I campaign for Congress because Congressman John Kitover is a brand. And essentially, I've got 30 YouTube accounts, all branded Congressman John Kitover, with 20,000 videos. So if I were to, build up more followers by buying followers through Google Ads, it allows you to monetize the account very rapidly. But at this point, I'm really taking my sweet ass time because, I don't know, Clubhouse is a lot of fun. And the reason why this room is happening right now, and there's two Anons in the room. We have a couple people listening. So there are some people that are not friendly to this campaign that I'm running. They think that I'm being taken advantage of by In the Muff. And the truth is, there's a lot of salty, unhappy people on this app with their own conditions in life. That means their reality is not optimized. And so, part of what I'm doing here on Clownhouse, I hope is therapeutic for others and myself, and progressive in the sense that, we achieve greater responsibility and power, and we help right the ship, which is basically that the economy is totally artificial, that we're borrowing and spending just to pay ourselves. So the whole system is upside down. And I think using Clubhouse, to flip it back upside down with the light touch of a feather is the best way to be in the muff.
So, John, people are asking, what is your agenda as congressman? Are you able to answer that? Like, what do you look forward to having and to pushing forward for the people?
Sure. So I answered this. I did a big podcast interview yesterday.
Not you, John. Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
You're saying why am I running, basically? Is that the question?
No, your agenda. Your platform.
So I'm very close to the MAGA movement agenda. I'm very conservative across the board, whether that's guns, or taxes, or energy policy, foreign policy. It's boring to talk about it, but if you have specific questions, I can answer them. But you'd probably think I'm Donald Trump, basically.
I do. What's your position on education choice?
100% for choice, more of it, homeschooling, Catholic schools, religious schools, and try to take the advantage away from there's so much control by the teachers' unions, which, like in this city, in Chicago, we've got, not just Chicago, the state has the worst outcome educationally, like almost in the country. We're like 47th or something out of 50 states, and yet we pay about double per pupil. So all the money is going for pensions and teachers and administration, and nothing is being done to educate the kids. It's very, very bad. And of course, they're trying to take away school choice. So as you can hear, I'm very much on the school choice side of things. I don't know anything, by the way, where when there's no competition, you get better service or a better price. And that's what they've done in the state, basically. They've made it almost impossible for others to compete.
I understand you guys get, I don't know if the rest of the room is interested, but you get, on average, $30,000 a student per year. Should have outcomes. Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, like I said, it's like double what a lot of the other states, like private schools, for example, that have test scores that are about double. In other words, like the reading proficiency and math proficiency in public schools in Chicago is about 20%. So 80% of the kids can't even read at, grade level. But the private schools, the same tests, it's the other way around. It's like 80% of them are at grade, maybe even higher, and yet they spend half the money per pupil. It's like $15,000 per pupil.
There you go, friends. An ed choice person. I'll be quiet now.
Mr. Mark, I think I would love to ask you like two questions of like
And these two questions are related to like current events that are currently happening in the United States or globally.
Okay, go.
All right, the first question is, what are your opinions on issues like, I was reading this recent headline, there's a Israeli head of cybersecurity, Tom Alexandrovich. He was arrested in Nevada for like child sex crimes, and I think you've heard the story.
Honestly, I don't know. I hadn't heard about that. But
yeah,
if somebody's guilty of a crime, they should go to jail.
All right, and the second question I have for you is, currently we're living in a new world order. CDC child health death records indicate catastrophic transgenerational harm of mass mRNA vaccination. A new analysis of CDC data shows children born following mass mRNA vaccination of mothers are dying at 77% excess. 30 decline in infant child mortality reversed in 2021. There seems to be like a transgenerational effect, sustained excess mortality in children never injected or infected with COVID. Death rose among infants in utero.
If you're just asking me my for against vaccinating kids with experimental,
I'm not done.
I'm against.
Oh, wait. Wait for me to finish answering. Okay. Asking the question. It's kind of long. So basically, data is showing us that there's a catastrophic transgenerational harm of mRNA vaccines that were rolled out. They're noticing a 30-year decline in infant child mortality that was reversed in 2021. And it seems to be a transgenerational effect, which means that basically, the blood of many has been tainted and could never come back. The depopulation is happening. The populations of the world are falling. Children born from parents that took mRNA vaccines are dying. As Congressman, what would you do to address this issue of depopulation?
So I'm very much aligned with RFK Jr. and his views on this. It's not a one sentence answer, but I'm very suspicious, and those stats that you are saying, I wouldn't doubt it. I can't see it to verify it, but I think maybe one of the biggest crimes of humanity is going to be in the future. We're going to look back and see that we've murdered lots of people, and I have friends. I have friends that have died arguably from taking the vaccine. So I'm in that camp that I think we should never mandate that people have to take it. I'm way against that.
Because data and scientific studies are showing every day that the COVID shots are depopulating the world, and they are deleting generations. As Congressman, what would you ever suggest something like sending someone like Dr. Fauci to the DOJ?
Why not? Yeah, sure.
How serious of an issue do you think this is?
He should go to jail.
How serious of an issue do you think this is?
I do really. My intuition is that it's very serious, but I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know what I'm talking about. I read the same stuff you do.
Sounds like.
Yeah, I have an opinion. I just want to hear yours.
People, you don't tell me about that.
You think
So
it's
if you can say
eugenics, globalists trying to
multinational, if you can say multinational, why can't you say Pakistan?
I mean, it's a no-brainer. If you start asking that kind of questions, it seems like you're not in the loop.
Maybe I'm not in the loop. I told you I'm not a doctor.
I mean, the White House the White House has came out themselves and wrote reports. Russia has wrote reports about us. Russia said that the United States and DARPA, they blamed them for the creation and release of SARS-CoV-2 years ago. They have a 4,000-page document connecting COVID-19 to DARPA, Obama. You know, they already know everything. And Russia knows everything.
Look, I just am for transparency. I would like to get to the bottom of that. I know that they were even like if I said something bad about COVID or the origins of COVID.
Did you
my account down?
Did you and or your family take the COVID-19 vaccine?
Well, we're about 50-50. There's 6 of us.
Did any of your children take it?
One, 2 did, yeah. I mean, I don't have children. I can make up their minds for them. They're adults.
I mean, to be fair, I'd be skeptical of taking Russia's opinion on America. That's probably one of the more problematic countries to take advice from, but just on that one example anyway.
Mark, I encourage you to read a book called The Collapse of China and or Who Will Tell the People. They're both pretty timely.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to write that down. Thanks.
Well, I will say thank you, Mark. I appreciate your responses.
No, thanks for the questions. I enjoy dialogue like this. But I'm not a politician, by the way. I mean, I lost by a little bit. I really have a chance to win this time. But I'm in total outsider.
I emphasize again, it is free to join my community. The stocks I share are also free. The techniques and strategies.
I'm just saying, I think I ran in November, I lost by a little bit to a guy that spent $8 million against me. It was the most expensive race in Illinois.
This is your life.
He'd been there for 10 years, so now I have a real chance to win.
I've seen my share of those souls, really. I'm beyond your reach, Jen.
Politics there, and that's why I'm running. There's so much corruption and lies. I'd like to get to the bottom of it. Since COVID, I think there's so many things that are lying to us.
Invisible man. Yeah,
Best of luck in your campaign.
How long was it, brother? When you went limping off into the woods?
The girls watched
20
us.
years. Why did he leave us?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty winding down, so I'm good with shut eye.
Yeah, I'm pieces of the green dirty.
Alright, sounds good. Everybody have a good day. We'll be back. This room will be open tonight. We're going to do some fun stuff tonight, so check in.
What up, Craig C? Welcome to Candidate Congressman John Kitover's podcast. Oh, you're fake, Craig C. Okay, I'm gonna end this one. Go back to the muff. Okay, welcome back to In the Muff. Okay, everybody, welcome back to In the Muff. I can't unfortunately change the room title, but we're going to invite some people back and keep this little game going. In the Muff with candidate Congressman John Kitover. Marvel, how are you doing this beautiful afternoon? It's now 12:27 p.m. CST. Where are you at, Marvel? Where are you calling in from on this clown house world? And why don't you come up, because I think you're going to be an instrumental component of this campaign with your walkaway movement. Did we decide that we're going to work together on the campaign? I know you said you would talk to Joe Hero and get the okay. It sounded to me like he was okay with it. I know you got a big TikTok audience. Saw you crushing it one day. I was like, wow, look at this. What up, Ali?
Hello, guys.
Okay, so that's pictured PTR. That's myself and former Congressman Ron Paul. Ron Paul just had his 90th birthday party. I pray that everybody in this room can get to 90 at least. It's a big, big energy can make it to 90. Gotta have a lot of positive mojo vibrations. Okay, so I'm going to share with you all some super positive mojo vibrations. It is more blessed to give than to receive. So if you haven't contributed yet to the campaign to elect candidate Congressman John Kitover, click my profile or just click the link in the chat and give, because it's better to give than it is to receive. So remember, give. Okay, we're gonna do a quick little pause break as you give. We're gonna do a 5-minute silence. Here we go. Starting the 5 minutes, take the deepest breath of the day. Oh, we're doing a 5-minute period of silence because there's always so much chaos in the muff.
I think there's chaos in every month, bro. Months just bring chaos.
So the Hebrew term is shalom bais, which is peace in the house. So if you want peace in the house, you have to figure out what's the magic word if you want to get more peace in the house. It starts with an S and ends with an E. What does it spell?
Sentence.
No, it's silence.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You're right. Oh, fuck. your campaign going, John?
It's good. I'm trying to get the first onboarding done here on Clubhouse, and but I think we're gonna get the signatures. There's plenty of time to get enough to get on the ballot, and I'm pretty sure enough people are willing to sign where it will be able to pass the examination and get on the ballot.
Okay, all right. Good idea. Yeah. So you got I heard, because I was gonna throw you a couple dollars, man, help you out. But I heard that everybody's name has to be like accounted for and all that shit. Like you have to use your legit name and all that stuff and address for
Yeah, I will know.
donations or whatever.
I will personally know who you are if you donate to me.
Okay, well, I'll give somebody else who donated to you the money. And then you can,
I will personally
if it's
know
legal,
you.
I don't want to do anything illegal.
No, it's not illegal. There are rules when you donate, and the rules are on the donation page.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll just do it that way then.
Yeah,
You got my respect, man. You got my respect for getting up and taking charge and actually putting rubber on the road, brother. So good luck to you in your campaign, man. I wish you the best.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, the big win is just getting on the ballot. That's all it is. If I get on the ballot, that's the win. I probably won't win at the ballot, but the challenge of getting on that ballot, I think it's a healthy and a positive thing to do.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. You know, it's the more people like you, actually, even if you don't see anything fruitful from it, but it opens a lot of people's eyes that, hey, they can take action. You know, if they see something in the government they don't like and they want to start a grassroots movement to make some changes locally, I think it's a good lesson that you're providing for people and showing that it can be done. You know, it's not impossible. So, yeah, no, I'm proud of you, man. I wish you the best of luck, brother.
It's fun because it does allow you to center yourself on social media, and they keep taking my X account down. Unbelievable. And every day I have to re-verify it. So enough people are complaining against me on alternative platforms and this platform as well that, you know, that the fact that the accounts are getting deleted is a big win for me because I have a YouTube account with 7,000 videos on it, 3,000 videos. If they delete one of those, that's many years of work. So, the way I conduct myself, but the way that I'm also, I'm just saying as you have seen in this room today, people come in here with very negative mojo vibrations.
So these people that are complaining for your accounts, are those people here on Clubhouse, or these are like outside people that just don't want to see you on the
I think it's both because I've got haters on all on all platforms at this point, but not like I hope bad haters. But what I'm just trying to say that in the muff, you got to take a deep breath because everything is just for a day. And if I think that this app, and I say it all the time, I think it's a roast room, and I am self-deprecating, but I will also roast other people. And I do like it when I get roasted because it's a kick, it is a kick. And in the muff is where it's at. I just can't wait for the #1 campaign fundraiser to the campaign to reappear in the muff and bring us the super positive mojo vibrations.
I'll be sure to let him know you miss him. I've tried to support the spirit of, how he wants things run.
The rules are important, and I've heard the rules, be violated today. And I would just say reading the rules here forces you in the now because in the muff, you are not allowed to talk about former drama rooms or anything from the past. Look at the rules. What is it, rule number 4?
This is true, but we all know that Mojo comes on slant on interpreting the rules, and then he allows occasional bending here and there on certain rules, that being one of them. And I have worked pretty hard to try and not let, the gossip mill and the rumor mill, just get carried away in the conversation. If I feel like it's starting to get that way, I try to bring it back and say, okay, let's just not like rehash that here. But I also don't want to stop people from engaging in conversation either. And I think as long as they're being respectful and they're trying to be conscientious about, not laying out names and just shit talking people for the purpose of shit talking people, I will tend to let that slide occasion. But I do try to keep a handle on it.
Serendipity that I know. This woman's serendipity I know. I've got some tea about her.
Edie knows all my dirty secrets.
All the bones are buried.
Yes, she does, because she helped me bury them.
That is
Assured mutual destruction, my darling.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you make sure somebody's going to truck shit. You just make sure that they're involved in all the shit.
That's right. Get them to help you bury the bodies. But we actually had some really great discussions in here the last few days, too. I mean, there's been a lot of positive discourse and dialogue, I think. So, that's a win. And we got a lot more rooms. People was taking pot shots at the old masculine mansion this morning, Sig. Not pot shots, but airing their grievances. And I said, I said, you kind of got to take that house for what it is, though. It's boy locker mentality. Hold here and the guys be guys.
Exactly, man. It's amazing how people get bent out of shape because someone doesn't agree with their opinion, man, or their take on shit, and they take it to heart, man. I'm like, God damn, bro, just don't go. If there's a place where you're gonna hear shit you don't like or doesn't align with your thoughts and ideologies, just don't fucking go.
That's right, If I'm in there listening and I hear something that makes me feel compelled to want to jump up on that stage and argue, I'm like, it's time for me to go. I gotta go. I'll see you later, Sig.
That's why I love white women. White women don't like to fight or argue. It's like, I'll go bake some cookies. I'll go make some brownies. Life is good.
It's hyperbolic stuff. I mean, I think you guys are hyperbolic sometimes, and I think that's to get a reaction. And it's like, okay, I got to step out of my feelings on this because this isn't about me. They're engaging, and there's a tactic there, and it is it's a dude's space. If there's one place on Clubhouse where I expect men to go and act like men, it's in the masculinity mansion. It's a dude space, and you guys should have that. You guys should absolutely have that.
Yeah, I said in the chat earlier that it's about being extreme and hyperbolic so you can move the needle and have some influence on these millennial betas. Zer betas. And so you can't get their attention if you're just going to be polite all the time like they demand. You know what I mean? You gotta be hard.
And let's face it, guys don't oftentimes like just polite conversation. Guys, they like to do their guy thing and not be tone policed constantly. I think that's just a good place for a dude to go and not have to worry about tone policing and curtailing his speech and not, offending the feminine sensibilities of the women. I don't know.
Well,
I like it.
It's like you said, if you don't like it, just don't go in there. I don't know why anybody would go in there and then complain about it. Just don't fucking go in there. What?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nobody's forced to go in there. It's not. I don't get that.
No, me either.
But and you're right, serendipity, 100%. You and Mike are both right. It's a lot of it's hyperbole, and the reason why is to grab people's attention to get them into the conversation. What I found is that it's going to be heated at first because the person's initially offended, and they're clutching their pearls and how dare you, and but once you can cool it down, you can actually make some really good friends off of some of these contentious conversations. There's one young guy from Detroit named Three-Ski. Serendipity, this dude was trying to beat me to fight me. This motherfucker was pissed at some of the shit that I was saying. But now he comes into the rooms he's like, damn, on some of this, gender war shit, he's like, I gotta agree with you, Sig, even though I don't like your ass when it comes to you dragging black people, but he's like, I have to agree. And now this dude comes in the room and like, we're cool as shit now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we've actually built a friendship off of the controversy and contention. Same thing with a dude named Ready Rock. Like, he came in hot as fuck, man. He's like, he doesn't like the way that I go off on black people and black women. But we had our words, and he story about why he thinks the way that he thinks and articulated it very well, and I can understand. But now being full of shit, so I've noticed some of the best friendships and connections I've made have started off controversial, and then you find a common ground, and you're like, okay, it's not as bad as we like to make it out to be. We can actually disagree, but still be cool,
Yeah. Well, and like I said, you provide a place that makes it, they don't have to worry about the women and the feelings and the emotions. Like, they can get the egregious aggressive stuff out, and then, like you said, they can get to kind of the heart of the conversation. And just so you know, Zig, Monica and I, we've been battling and kind of brainstorming. We're going to do a kind of a series of rooms in the next week or so on opposition to the gender wars. We want to do a room that focuses on the fatherhood effect and raise up and lift up, men who are good fathers, whether they're in committed married relationships or not, because oftentimes women are referred to as single mothers, but they have a dad that's very involved in helping them raise their children, and it's not really a fair testament to say that, I'm a single parent when you're sharing that responsibility with the fathers. And we want to do some lifting of the women, lifting of the women in Clubhouse up to each other, and also calling women out. I think there's nobody better to call a woman out on certain behaviors than other women. So, yeah, we're going to kind of do some oppositional to gender wars rooms and talk about how we balance each other. And we should spend a little less time fighting against each other and a little more time working together,
Absolutely. No, I agree. That's a good idea. Well, I'll bring the MM crew in, and we'll clutch our pearls, and we'll be offended.
Okay. You come in and clutch your pearls. That's right.
So I want to...
How dare you say such... what's the term for... the women who hate men.
Misandry.
Yeah, how dare you be a misandrist? Oh my gosh.
That's right.
How dare, who hurt you? You must hate your father.
I want to welcome Derry to the room. I just also want to say it is more blessed to give than to receive. It is more blessed to give than to receive. Click that link above now, and we're at 610. I want to get to $1,000 today. Rabono Shalom. Welcome to In the Muff, Derry.
I was like, Betty's not coming off mic.
Right.
This is just a little aside for a second. When people follow me, usually I see if they have mutual friends before I follow. Occasionally, somebody with like a handful of followers, I'm like, let me just give it a chance and follow them back. Almost 100%, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to get some weird fucking DM from them. Do not follow accounts with like 10, 20 friends. You're going to get some weird DM from them.
Oh, yeah. I got the weirdest DM on Clubhouse ever the other day, y'all. I got a DM from some rando in the goo that said, would you mind sending me a picture of your socks? It's like, what? What? Yeah, no. No. I actually put their chat in my PTR for a hot minute while they were still in the room, because I was just like, who does this? Who does this? Your socks. Okay. I don't know.
That's actually kind of hot.
Just picture your feet. First it's the socks, then it's the feet.
Right. If I'd have done it, I would have totally gone in there and taken a picture of the baby's feet.
I can totally see you in some winter wool socks serendipity. Oh my
right.
God, that's a turn on. Oh, yeah.
in front of the fireplace.
Pull the sock down just enough to get a little bit of angle action. Oh my God. Woo.
Yep, there you go.
One thing, Sig, that I appreciate about you is that when there's drama going on and people are like, this person, you always ask for receipts, and you're always, I think, very good about not letting people run their mouths unless they, have something to back it up with. And you did it with me once, but I'm not going to mention the person's name because they don't deserve my attention. But, and I appreciate that you try to be level-headed with the drama.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I just, it's a golden rule. Treat people how you want to be treated. I wouldn't want anybody just taking somebody else's word for granted to, not like me or give them an excuse to not hang with me or whatever. So I try to do the same thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, I don't make other people's beefs my beefs. It's just I just don't, man. It's just been my rule for a long time. So if unless you do something egregious like your role, but you actually are a sexual offender, something egregious like that, then yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that person regardless. But just stupid shit. This person, why are you hanging around them because they did it? I don't care. I don't care. And if it's that bad, then show me something that they did. And if you can't show me, then shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I don't know. I try to lead with giving. Reasonably decent in most of their perspectives, and then I hear something really, egregious. I want people to lead with giving me the benefit of the doubt, so I'm going to lead with giving them the benefit of the doubt the majority of the time.
Yeah, it's so easy for rumors to get started and people to run with them, and the rumors get multiplied into more egregious shit. And I'm just not a huge fan of destroying people's reputations off of rumors, dude. I've seen people like crash and burn who got rumors spread around them that weren't true and just lost a lot, man. It's just not fair. It's not right. It's not right.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then too, it's like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
No, just go ahead.
And I was gonna say too, and it's like you gotta give humans room to be humans. We're infallible, dude. We fuck up. I don't like to judge people off of them fucking up because we all do it. I do it too. I do dumb shit. I've done a lot of dumb shit, and I'm just so grateful I have people that can look past that. And it's just I just judge people on how they come back from their bad decisions or mistakes. If you own it, you take accountability, you take 100% responsibility for it. Say, yeah, I was wrong, my bad, I'm sorry. That's how I'm gonna make my judgment on a person. But we got to give each other room to breathe, bro. It's just crazy how we pin each other to this box of perfection. It's just unrealistic and destroys more relationships than anything from what I've seen.
Yeah, I agree. Because like you said, I've screwed up. I've done things on this app that I'm not proud of. I've screwed up. I've gotten on stage and hollered and screamed and whooped and, acted like a freaking banshee. And we do. We all make mistakes. We all have bad days. And, yeah, there is something about being accountable for it and letting go and moving on. That's one of the big lessons that I learned here is letting go. I've had a couple of long-standing arguments and stuff with people, and you know what? I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't hold on to most of that stuff. Clubhouse has been good for me in that regard.
Well, it always begs the question, what is the golden rule? Then who here thinks that treat others the way you want to be treated is the golden rule, which is treat other people with respect? That's your neighbor. That's what peace in the home is, because if you treat your partner with respect, they're going to give you the same respect. But, I see a lot of situations where maybe some people aren't consciously aware that they're not giving respect and they're giving disrespect in their communication.
I'm not sure that they're not consciously aware. Sometimes I think they're very aware. We're going to do a room tonight, y'all, on Karens, Jezebels, and Bethany's.
to Susan.
Well, I mean, if they're not giving
What's
respect
Susan?
and they're giving disrespect, and you claim that they are aware of what they're doing, I mean, where's the accountability then?
They're the same thing.
But that's the problem. That's why I think women need to hold women accountable. Hence the Karens, Jezebels, Bethany's of Clubhouse. We're going to talk about it.
The Scarlets?
Scarlett's going to help. We have an all-star cast, an all-star modcast. I think it's going to be Scarlett and myself and possibly Edie and MG and Elle. It's going to be an all-star cast, y'all.
Well, there's nothing better than a good top of a muffin and a cup of coffee in the muff on a Friday morning.
That's right. That's right.
So I also just want to point out the number 9 rule of this room or this house is no drama from former rooms. But I would encourage anyone here to try to, enforce the rule. But, I'm willing to bet within 6 minutes, somebody's going to break that rule.
Oh no, this room's kind of winding down, John. You might lose that bet.
Oh, well, I could break the rule.
Well, there is that.
It sounds like you want to because it's brought it up. So,
I
is there some drama you want to speak of?
I'll
tell you some drama, John. This was a while ago, but preservation of the human race, and you were up there talking, and I said something about, not appreciating the recording. I understand you can do it. I understand it. And you were like, I said, I'm just not going to talk if I think you're in the audience. You're like, you can't stop me. I'm going to find like it was like you were going to find a way. And I just thought it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah,
It's a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, I try not to let any kind of verbal written attack on me go unanswered. And yesterday I really got into it with somebody on X, and I said, you're insulting my honor and my dignity. And, dignity is an important word because not a lot of people really have meditated on what dignity is, where it comes from, what's the source, or what is your dignity, or what you're willing to sell yourself for. Everyone sells themselves every single day in the workplace. So my question to the room is, what is your dignity?
My dignity is, I think, aligns a lot with how I make people feel. I don't want to be that person that makes somebody have a shit day, generally. I don't want to be that person that makes somebody even feel unseen. More than what I do, I don't know. I just want to be nice to people.
Well, for every action, there is an opposite and equal reaction. King Nav, I'm wondering if I could ask you a question. What's your dignity, King Nav?
Normo!
Yo, what's up?
You're such a little broom sled. You never stay anywhere for very long.
Ah.
You pop in here and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to say hey to Norm. And I look and you're gone. And I'm like, God. He never sticks around.
Pour me a martini and threaten me with a good time.
Yep, he's always bouncing around. I'm just like, missed him again. You're in, you're out. We must.
I guess I have like some kind of an extreme case